Generally speaking, parks aren't known to be great places for street photography, but it's not very often we get snow like this. So due to the fact that we have all this snow, I want to check out this park. It's never going to look the same. That is like a straight up, like, completely auto exposure on that. Man, this iPhone is really good with snow. Just the way it balances exposures. Way the hell better than the Pixel 3. Okay, let's get at her. Like it's over 200 acres, like 90 hectares, so it's like we're not going to explore it all. We're just going to explore some of it, because we'll be here all day if we try and explore it all. So here we have a fork in the road. What do? Go left or right? I think I've been down this one before. It's not crazy great. Trail of Hope. Which one's the Trail of Hope? There isn't any arrows. I guess they're all good, right? I want to go left just because that looks darker. So we have the standard fist grip using the slightly bent knees walk. Like if you saw me walking, you couldn't even tell that it was like a weird walk. All the acoustics are so beautiful in here. They just look so beautiful. Like this whole thing looks just so scrumptious beautiful. So the deal is on this, is that since it's 1080 60p, it's probably, well not probably, the shutter stick's about 1/60th. So 1/60th is about the minimum shutter will go. And although the pictures are better if you shot in photo mode, there's just no stabilization in photo mode. So it doesn't really work that well. But this kind of bridges the gap, you know, between photo and video. It allows me to like show you this space in a video mode, while at the same time take a few pictures and celebrate the whole idea. I don't know, man. It just looks better with that contrast, you know? Got the white, got the dark of the wood, got the green. Just look at this. Pull that down just a bit. Could do a killer photo shoot in here, that's for sure. See what you need here. Some sort of like, technically speaking, this would be a good place for a time lapse where you walk through here, just like this. You know, not really a super time lapse person. I could maybe, I don't know. Okay, We'll have to do some heavy editing on this. I can see it coming, because otherwise this is going to get boring fast. So the main question here is, how long will it take for my hand to freeze off? That will determine how long we're going to shoot for. See, that's kind of a cool shot. Now, ideally, if you're a keener, you just sit here. Like, you'd find a situation here like this, and then wait for somebody to walk into it. Like, literally wait forever. I'm going to shoot this with photo mode, too. I'm going to stop it and shoot the photo mode. Okay, here we are. So I switched to screen recorder with the photo mode, which is fine. This works fine if you hold completely steady. So we're focusing down by the tree. I'm going to pull it down just a bit. But you see, here's what happens as soon as you walk. It just gets really, really shaky. And you can't kind of get away from it because there's no stabilization in stupid screen recorder mode. But I think that quality is much better though. But yeah, if you just stand really still like this and take pictures, that's portrait mode. Okay, now we'll go back into photo. Now we're going to review it. So yeah, looks good. Okay, we gave up on the screen recording because the touch screens are very delicate and you have to not have hands freezing to sit here and edit on the trail. Basically speaking, the photo mode has better quality, but just shooting stills in video mode is easier and more satisfying. The quality is good enough for me. I kind of like the painterly effect. And it's not like I'm a pro who gets to sell stuff. I'm just out here having fun, trying to inspire people to do the same. Get out, see your community, see your parks, see your people, document them, and this is probably, this rig I got here is the best way to do that. It's this fusion of stills and vid. Also, if you're a normal person, it's also fun to like bring someone with you on the trail to shoot street photography with. Also makes your videos more interesting. Then you don't have to talk to yourself as much. You can actually talk to another human being and bring more value to the video. However, if you don't have a life, do what I'm doing. Go out anyways. Shoot it anyways. Sometimes if you don't shoot things by yourself or create by yourself, you'll never create at all. The obligatory turny, shooty, shotty thing. Now, if I really wanted to go crazy, I could work that, but that's been done a million times. It is just hard to explain how kind of like cool this is to like walk through here. Just the acoustics and the vibe. That's something you can't really show. You can't really show that with a still, like a photo, very well. With video, you can get a little closer. But really, You actually have to get out and experience this stuff in real life. Which is why street photography is probably 51% is just participation, right? Just getting out here. Damn, that looks super cool. Like you could shoot a full-on feature film in here. Public park, do it lo-fi. I'm getting attacked from above by snow. This is super cool. Let's touch on it. That's totally auto exposure. I could pull it down just a smidge. God damn, this is cool. A little bit more mystery. If you were just a little bit farther away from the train and the airplanes, you'd think that you were in the middle of nowhere. This is kind of straight out of some sort of like Game of Thrones shit going on here. You know what happens in Game of Thrones in a scene like this? Bad shit happens. So anyways, there's this YouTuber named PsychRL, IRL. Her name's Donna. She did this video on this guy who has this primitive technology channel. And he just works silently, building ancient primitive tools, huts, and all that kind of prehistoric technology. Does it silently, doesn't even talk. Gets millions of views. I wonder if I could walk through this entire forest or just do a series of vids where I walk through forests my video camera, saying nothing. Would anybody want to see that? Beautiful, isn't it? Wonderful. So we're kind of at a crossroads here. People are just walking and meeting right here. Oops. Touch it again. Completely auto. Doesn't overexpose that snow at all. Like a little bit there, you could argue. But if I touched it right in the middle, that's not bad. Touch it right in the ground right there. Ooh, that's a bit overexposed. Now the key here is this. I have my screen. Well, if you really want to know the true value of this, of the light and the exposure, you have to be at about 100% brightness on the screen. Otherwise, you're in trouble. The snow's really coming down now. It's kind of like hovering near that point where it's kind of, freezing. It's freezing, but it's not quite freezing. So it's wet. But guess what? The iPhone XS is water and dust resistant. So I'm all set. Let's go this way for a while. My hand is starting to I still haven't got a special glove that allows me to handle touch sensitivity and stay warm. It's also getting dark. There's also another problem here with this little walkabout I'm doing. It's only 220 acres, and you can't really get lost in here because you just follow a trail literally for, I don't know, an hour max. You're gonna hit the edge. But if you want to get out of here fast, I'm not really sure how to do that because I'm kind of turned around. So technically speaking, I'm not lost, but I'm not exactly found either. I'll tell you one thing though, it is super cool in here. Literally, I think if you had a really cool person with a great personality or two people, like a Kevin Nealon doing one of his vids in here. You could literally walk around in here for like literally an hour, post that on YouTube and get substantial views on it. Like Shane Dawson could just walk through here, shooting the shit about whatever conspiracy theory he's got brewing in his head. And like just Shane Dawson walks through here, talks about conspiracy theories that originate in forests like this, and just all the stuff that happens in forests that is newsworthy in a sort of sensationalistic way. That's 60 minutes right there, 30 for sure. But man, is it ever cool. I gotta quit this though. My hand is literally freezing. Like literally so cold. I still haven't quite figured out how I'm supposed to look at this camera, but I think the top left-hand corner I'm supposed to look. This is about as far as I can go before I start to freeze into a solid block of stone. It does look like there's kind of a green cast back there. I'm not sure why, but it looks like a green cast. I'll have to correct that in post. I don't know if that's too tight or not. I do have to stick my arm out pretty far. Stabilization's not bad. Not sure. Maybe like that would be better. I think you could do a kick-ass horror movie in this forest though. You know, walking along, vlogging, kind of not looking at the camera. And then the audience starts to see something coming up in the background. You know, kind of a cross between Sasquatch, abdominal snowman, and an axe murderer. I just don't really get how looking at me as I talk is more entertaining than just doing voiceover. Like, is this really adding value? I mean, sure, maybe if I look like Justine, there's value. Okay, let's check this out. Call it a day. See, now this is more like it. See, I'm talking, and you're seeing some beautiful scenery. That's a nice combination. This could actually work. Plus, it's more steady, and it's a wider view. Why would anyone want to look at my face when you could look at this? This is amazing. Okay, now does anyone know how the hell to get out of here? These guys look so happy. I guess they should be. They're kind of impervious to cold and wet conditions like this. This little pond here does not look so healthy. Well, given the fact that it hardly ever freezes. And that looks pretty frozen. Better hit that again. It's a little too warm. I'll have to correct it in post. Because this thing is bad for making things warm. It's an iPhone. Okay, we are in photo mode. Yeah, that's interesting. That had some jam, but again, oof, can't control the shutter. You know, these cameras are good for a specific kind of photography. So yeah, you gotta really work within the limitations of the camera. Like something like that's got potential. You see this shot here's got potential. Pull it down just a smidge. Well, you might need some other elements in it, but you know, that kind of has some potential. But I mean, blowing those whites out is so easy, you know? Yeah, just needs something like that. But then you can see the blur, it's just getting so late in the day. It's just... you know? Sort of, but not really. Let's try it. There's this little space here where it's lit up. They're public bathrooms. But it's just so pretty. I think the white balance isn't so hot. But I might be able to correct that in post. This is really cool. Check this out. This is cool. That's way cool. Man, that's a picture, right?